Brett Cooper looks like Snow White in this promo, whereas you can't really say the same thing about Rachel Zegler.
How do you describe that experience?
It's so weird and like not okay.
When I tell you that it's hard, I just mean to be inside my brain. And I'm there 24/7, I can't get.
The Daily Wire is responding to Rachel Zegler and Disney by making their own version of Snow White, starring Brett Cooper. Rachel Zegler seems upset about the competition. You won't believe what Brett Cooper said about Rachel's Snow White and why Rachel is so angry. The Daily Wire believes Disney has been making mistakes for too long, so they're creating a version of Snow White that stays true to Walt Disney's original story. They see this as a way to challenge Rachel and the current producer. We're taking on Disney. We have critics, but we also have passion and a mission. It may seem crazy, but we're having a great time, and people are excited. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs was first released in 1937 by Walt Disney. This animated classic wasn't just a childhood favorite, it was a groundbreaking achievement in storytelling and animation, making Disney a leader in the industry. However, the story of Snow White existed long before Disney. It comes from the Brothers Grimm, who wrote the fairy tale in 1812. Their version included key elements like the evil stepmother, the poisoned apple, and the prince's kiss. Disney's adaptation brought these themes to life with stunning animation while keeping the charm of the original tale. Controversy arose when Disney announced a live-action remake casting Rachel Zegler, a Latina actress, as Snow White. Many fans questioned this choice, given the story's German origins. The debate grew even more when Rachel openly stated that the new movie would change traditional elements, moving away from the classic Prince rescues princess with true love storyline in favor of a more feminist approach.
It's no longer 1937, and we absolutely wrote a Snow White that is
not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be, and the leader that her late father told her that she could be if she was fearless, fair, brave, and true.
Fans who value the historical and cultural roots of Snow White have expressed concerns about the changes in Disney's new adaptation. Since the Brothers Grimm were German, their original story carried a unique cultural influence. Some believe that altering this by casting Rachel Zegler, despite her talent, takes away from the essence of the tale. The issue isn't about Rachel's acting or singing abilities, but rather about staying true to the story's origins. Many argue that Rachel could find other roles that better suit both her appearance and the story's needs. Disney's decision to make Snow White a feminist story has also sparked debate. Some feel that this tale isn't the right one to modernize, as the traditional elements were not only crucial to the plot, but also culturally significant for the time it was made. Critics argue that changing too much disrespects Walt Disney's original vision. While adding feminism to storytelling is valuable, it's important to innovate without losing respect for the source material. Many fear that straying too far from the original will take away what has made Snow White such a beloved story for centuries. Even before the movie's release, many fans were already unhappy with Disney's direction. This puts Disney in a tough spot, balancing cultural sensitivity and creative changes, something they seem to be struggling with. That's why fans are excited about the Daily Wire's new project. They look forward to a version that honors the cultural roots of Snow White while still adapting to modern times. But the controversy isn't just about the story's themes. Fans were also disappointed that Disney initially replaced the iconic Seven Dwarfs with magical creatures. The backlash was so strong that Disney decided to delay the movie and bring the dwarfs back, showing that they were afraid of losing their audience. Many now believe that allowing Rachel to criticize the original film may not have been the best marketing move. The Daily Wire has taken note of Disney's struggles and believes they can do a better job. That's why they announced their own version of Snow White, starring Brett Cooper. According to Brett, their version will stay true to the original while offering a modern twist, without making it political or overly feminist. The Daily Wire believes that modern storytelling can be engaging without being controversial, something they feel Disney has failed to achieve.
Really is the main point. We're not trying to turn Snow White into something that it's not. We're not trying to turn Snow White into a MAGA conservative movie. We're just trying to represent the values that Snow White is based in, the timeless values that we all loved growing up that are sadly being forgotten in this new adaptation.
The conservative platform has even launched its own streaming service for children, where Snow White will eventually be available. Their goal is to protect the traditional, politics-free values that the original movie represented. Members of the platform have commented on the backlash Disney has faced, especially now that an alternative version is coming. Even David Hand, a former Disney designer from the 1990s and the son of one of the original film's directors, has criticized Disney's approach. He called the new Snow White insulting because of its major changes and shift in storytelling themes. He also believes it disrespects Disney's legacy and his father's work on the original movie. Brett Cooper has echoed similar thoughts, arguing that Rachel Zegler's views and changes are completely misguided. Fans worldwide have expressed excitement for Brett's project, believing it will truly honor the Snow White they grew up with and provide something their children will love just as much. Supporters have flooded social media with positive comments, saying things like, "Can't wait to see it. This is the Snow White I'll watch with my 5-year-old daughter. I'm so happy you're sticking to the original Grimm tale. This will be a true classic, a masterpiece. Thank you, Brett and the Daily Wire for making this happen." One thing that stood out to fans was Brett's statement that their version would not cater to woke audiences, unlike Rachel Zegler's approach in interviews. Instead, they aimed to respect the traditional values that made Snow White a beloved classic.
Give a crap about being woke, but more importantly, our creative team actually gives a crap about the source material. They want to tell the original story with the values and the themes that made the Grimm brothers fairy tale so famous and important to begin with. Values like love and kindness and friendship and inner beauty versus vanity and romance, for Pete's sake, because apparently that's missing in 2020.
Since Brett Cooper has been outspoken about her views, just like Rachel Zegler, it's no surprise that her Snow White adaptation has gained a lot of attention online. The response has been overwhelmingly positive, which can't be said for Rachel's version. It seems the buzz may have even reached Rachel herself, especially since Brett directly addressed her multiple times in a video discussing her role. According to an anonymous source, Rachel was allegedly furious that this new version was being made, particularly because Brett had so much to say about her character. The source even claims Rachel said, "Mine was better," expressing her frustration with a competing project. However, Rachel has not made any public comments about Brett's Snow White, neither on social media nor in interviews. So many people are unsure whether this rumor is true. One thing is certain, Disney and Rachel are unlikely to ever acknowledge Brett's version. Not only would it be bad PR, but it could also be an uphill battle, considering how much support Brett and the Daily Wire's vision have received. Some even speculate that Rachel's rumored reaction could mean she's jealous of Brett's success. After all, Rachel has faced significant backlash for her role, to the point where she had to ask people to stop sending her hate online.